What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sal in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. Let's have people come in slowly into the chat room. Looks like we got some people already in the building. Disappointing news for the Facebook traders. Very disappointing news. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the weekend. Hope your week is going well. Looks like we're going to have a rough day tomorrow, but I don't know. It looks like Plunge Protection Team is at work right now. Plunge Protection Team is at work. They're buying index futures. They're keeping us propped up. Shout out to Mr. Trump. I got to admit, you made me a believer, sir. You refuse to lose, and I must admit defeat. Shout out to Life for a Business, Candace Ann. What's going on, DPG? Yang Nguyen, Pink Penny. What's going on, guys? People slowly coming into the chat room. What's going on, Bill Betts? So I gotta admit defeat, ladies and gentlemen. The fact of the matter is, our president refuses to lose. He's clearly buying index futures. He's keeping us going. He's keeping us chugging along, as you can see there on the SPY chart on your screen. This isn't coming down anytime soon. It's not coming down. In fact, we may break, if it wasn't for Facebook. Facebook's holding all the tech down right now. Facebook after hours down over 20%. Yes, this earnings season has been epic so far. What's going to really make it epic is tomorrow, Candace, if Amazon misses tomorrow after hours. I have an iron condor right now that's pushing me a little bit based on today's move. But if Amazon misses tomorrow, this could get really ugly. This could get really ugly if Amazon misses tomorrow. It could get really ugly. But Facebook missed today, and let's go ahead and talk about it before my apology. As you can see, Facebook today, basically this quarter report represents a surprise of damn near 0.5%. All right, people were expecting the social media company to post earnings of at least $1.36 a share. I mean, and they I mean, it just unfortunately wasn't close. It was $1.32. It was just disappointing. It was disappointing. What else was down? Because I saw something else was down. Revenues missing. Okay, yeah, they posted revenues of $13.2 billion, missing the estimate by 1.45%. All right, even though it was better than year over year, they missed the estimate. So the numbers themselves, I mean, any company putting over $1 billion in revenue, that's very impressive. But for the most part, what's going on, Gerardo? For the most part, it was horrible. You know, what's going on, Josh? PayPal is down too. Yep, PayPal is down as well. You know, a lot of these companies were overbought, man. A lot of these companies were overbought. We can take a look at Facebook. Let's take a look at Facebook. As you can see here, you know, this is crazy, man. Let's take a look at the weekly. This is where you'd really see the insanity in what was Facebook. I mean, over the last several weeks, this is especially when the Cambridge Analytica BS came out. And, you know, as I said on my show, that was just an opportunity to buy low. That's all. That was an opportunity. You know, these guys in Washington, they know exactly what they're doing. You know what I mean? They know exactly what they're doing. They know who they work on behalf of, the banksters. The stock sold off. It was a great opportunity to buy. And, ladies and gentlemen, they'd already been dumping. Your man has already been dumping. Mark Zuckerberg had been dumping for months. But particularly in July, because I had to see what he was doing. And I'm going to show you this. Unfortunate, and we'll talk about, somebody said they had a Netflix trade that's kind of going sideways right now. Netflix kind of picking up a little bit, but as you can see here, let me see here, Zuck. Let me see if I can post this and show you guys what Zuckerberg had been doing. And these are some of his trades. I know you can't probably see it perfectly. All right, but these are some of his trades that he was making. And these are all sales, by the way. These are all sales. The guy is literally dumping $20 million a week of Facebook stock. $20 million a week of Facebook stock going into earnings. These are all sales. If you can find some buys, let me know. But the man was clearly dumping going into this earnings announcement. I know you can barely see it. I know you can barely see. What's going on, Mr. Lloyd? We're gonna see if Amazon misses tomorrow, but I gotta admit something, Mr. Trump, you win. I've been a bear for a long time. Again, I think that's being so pessimistic coming out of the penny stock world. Also learning from Tim Sykes, and basically him being the first person to actually go out there with a real lesson and an idea to spark in my mind. And it was only until maybe the last month and a half that I really said, okay, this is just going crazy. It's going too much. It's going to pull back, blah, blah, blah. And these last 4 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, this is insane. This is insane. So, Mr. Trump, I waved the white flag of surrender. This is probably when you should be buying puts, because at this time I have no choice. That white line is all-time high. I think we got to start buying calls here. I probably should have said that 5 weeks ago. Many of you are already doing it, but I'm talking not for the day, not for an hour, 20 minutes. Like, I'm talking about for a month. I never do that shit. I believe this is a scam. I believe this is going to fall apart eventually. I still believe that. But there's only so long you can be on the sidelines when there's just so much money to be made out here, y'all. I'm looking at this market and it's just like, damn. All I got to do is buy a call on Monday, sell on Friday, and I'm up sometimes double digits depending on the stock. And when I say double digits, I mean percentile. When we're seeing some of these blue chips, double digit growth, 8, 9, 10% over the course of a week, 2.5 weeks, a month. This is insanity. This is insanity, man. Look at the last 3 weeks. On the weekly RSI, we're at what, 63 or something like that right now. Let me go back to SPY. This is, and ladies and gentlemen, we can crush the all-time high tomorrow. Tomorrow could be the day we cross the all-time high on the market. 206, Mr. Lloyd, you're on the air. What's going on?
Man, I hear you over there preaching. You know what? That philosophy is, I thought the same thing, man. Just buy one and just let it go for it. I don't know why we keep fighting. Oh, we're going to put puts in because it's too high. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, it's been doing that for a long time. I don't know why we just can't buy one call and sit on it. Do you think it's something in our minds that we just can't do that?
I think it is something in my mind because, again, I believe in technical analysis. I believe that when a stock is overbought, that it should come down. When I look at these FANG stocks, man, when I looked at Netflix, you know what I mean, on the weekly, you know what I mean, and we saw these RSI highs, or even if you look at some of them when they were on the monthly, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
80, 85 RSI. I'm like, okay, I should buy a call here with some time on it. I mean, an option, a put option with some time on it, and it's going to come down, and they keep going up.
Right. 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 Yeah, man. I've never had a long term, call option like that. But I mean, you put that thought in my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to call in and just say amen to that buy that one call and sit on it. But for some reason, man, every time when we look at it, it's like, hell, I feel like we should buy a put. It's time. You know what I'm saying?
You would think that, bro. You would think that. But again, I'm looking at, we know what happened to Netflix this past week, but just think of the 4 or 5 or 6 months prior to that. If you bought at the beginning of the month and you held it for 30 days, bro, you were a winner for 6 months. For
right.
6 months. Yeah. Double-digit growth on that call. For 6 months straight, bro.
Well, yeah, man. Well, shit, we'll just keep learning, man. But
absolutely.
Thanks for taking my call, brother. I hope you have a good day, man.
Appreciate it, Mr. Lloyd.
All right, thanks, man.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd. And now we're sitting here at the brink of crossing all-time highs. And again, it could happen tomorrow. I don't give a damn that Facebook is down 22%. They'll buy it all the way back up tomorrow, and you know I'm right. You know I'm right. They'll buy that shit. They'll buy all 22% tomorrow. They did it to Netflix. They'll buy it all back tomorrow. This market don't give a fuck. Missed earnings, who cares? User usage rates down, no problem. No problem. Here was the Netflix miss. They bought it all back. This could very well be Facebook tomorrow. It could very well be Facebook tomorrow. And guess what? If I'm you and you got some spare money and you like the fangs, I don't think it's a bad thing to not buy a call here. Honestly. I know some people have a 3-day rule on earnings miss. Don't buy the stock for 3 days. I know some guy. I know that's a thing out there. That's a thing out there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow on Netflix, man. But I surrender. I surrender thinking I'm going to be able to call when this is all going to come crashing down. I surrender. I give up. Mr. Trump, you win. You want to take us to 3,000, SPY 300. You want to take us to 3,500? Be my guest. This time I'm going for the ride. I'm going for the ride this time, Mr. Trump. I'm not your greatest fan at all. I don't want to sound like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like that, but I'm not going to sit on the sidelines anymore watching this market go to all-time highs. 3,500. Tell me why 3,500 isn't a possibility, man. These people are trading like they don't give a damn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, look at the after hours. I'm looking at the after hours. I'm looking at I don't know if you guys can see that. You probably because I got the white, you probably can't see it, but we're not even pulling back, bro. We can't even pull back. We can't even pull back. Let's look at SPY. I'll put the Kelter channel so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so what I should have been doing, and I know the right way to trade, right? I mean, above the 50 RSI, this is a buy. You have been gladly rewarded. But we can't even get a solid day of a solid pullback, bro. This is crazy. Now I know we're gonna pay for this eventually. One day we're gonna pay for this. All of you guys out here watching under the age of 50, we're all fucked. You know that, right? You're all fucked. I mean, for the most part. We're gonna pay for all this one day. But right now, it's up, and away. Dow 30, dude, bro, Dow 50,000. Fuck 30,000. Dow 50,000. Dow 50,000. This man, let me tell you, this man is when you look at the White House, man, we got a billionaire president. I don't care how many billions. If it's one is a lot to me. I don't care how many people talking. Is it 5, 10? I don't give a damn. One is a lot to me. I don't know about you, but one is a lot to me. And then he's surrounded around himself with other individuals who also happen to be incredibly wealthy and have the overwhelming majority of their wealth tied to the stock market. Tied to the stock market. So that's why we had today, all right? Today, if you look at the chart, all right, when was that huge move? That move came, when was that big move today? It was like, yeah, there we go. I mean, it was timed so perfectly. I mean, they knew exactly when to go in and put that announcement about the EU deal. The tariffs that were supposed to be implemented in Europe, they announced that they had came to an agreement and I guess wouldn't be implemented now. And they knew how to bring it out just near the close, an hour or two before the close. They know exactly, red to green. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly what to do, man. And I'm looking at, okay, so if it's 2:30 here, all right, if it's 2:30 p.m. in New York, what time is it in Brussels, right? EU. All right? That means it's 8:30. If it's 2:30 here, it's 8:30 in Belgium. So this deal was already done earlier in the day. Right? I mean, at the end of the day, when we're talking about European government officials, I mean, you talking about Americans getting off early, Europeans, I mean, it's damn near 2 o'clock. They're ready to go home. When you're talking about government officials. So this deal was probably done in the AM. And they waited, lips sealed, to the announcement at 2:30, 3 o'clock, when they brought out the ambassador to England. You know, he's already based in DC, saying that they got a deal and the deal's been done. But that deal was done at the beginning of the day. These people, they're just playing with you at this point, man. They're just playing with you. If you try to come in close and think you're going to time this, you know, falling apart. And I wouldn't be surprised if 10 years, 20 years down the road, we find out that all this, they were all in on it. They were trading. I wouldn't be surprised, man. 20 years from now, somebody comes out with a book. Somebody comes out with a book talking about how people in the White House were taking positions on stocks, knowing what was going to come out and when. You know, what was that, a month ago? The guy was, on Friday, we got the GDP number coming out on Friday morning. If you remember correctly, he tweeted out, hey guys, I bet you're going to be really happy with the GDP number. He had the number. He knew what the number was going to be. He tweeted it out, moved the market. So you can't even deny that if he had it, I know he passed it to his homeboys. Right? So all I'm saying is that, and I put out a tweet today I just accept it, man. It's fucking rigged. It's damn near criminal, the fact that we're at all-time highs, and yet wealth in this country is basically calcified at the top. People in America are working harder now than they ever worked before, getting less for their money, you know. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And here we are, you know, this is 1 month. And we're here sitting at the brink of all-time highs. Yes, all we can do, Shaquille, absolutely, man. All we can do now. So we'll take a look at your tickers. I'm going to get off my high horse. And let's take a look at your tickets for the rest of the day. But look at this. I mean, what is this? I mean, you want to talk about... Wow. Wow. And we're not pulling back either, ladies and gentlemen. We're not pulling back. I'm looking after hours. We're not pulling back. We can go another 1% tomorrow. This could be very well be tomorrow the day we crack all-time highs. We'll see what happens after hours in the Asian session. In fact, we can take a look at what's going on. Well, I don't think they're open. I think they're not open for another hour. But I'm looking at Asia right now. Are they live yet? I don't think they're live yet. This is the... Oh, they might. Hold on. Are they live? Oh, yeah, they are live. Okay. Asia is live. And, yep, there you go. They're buying. Well, on their market. We'll see. We'll see if it holds. I mean, these things, they do their own thing. But the Asia session is open. And right now they are down slightly. But looks like they're working their way up. So if you're not bullish on the American economy, you're on K2. But my thing is, I mean, I'm bullish on the technology of the future, but the American economy on the whole, I'm not, you know, because I'm on the ground floor, man. I'm on the ground floor, just like you. And I'm not seeing it, bro. And we've talked about that on the show here, and we had my good friend John Bogan. If you haven't seen that episode, go see it. He, you know, answers basically all my questions so thoroughly. Another great episode with him. Let's take a look at your tickers. Financials, yeah, financials been doing really well. Financials been doing really well. Really well in financials. I got into that call last week. Hell, they should have. Look at that. I mean, this is no discipline, man. No technical discipline at all. No technical discipline. You know? You said what? No, I'm just saying, Mr. Lloyd. I'm just saying they know what's like. They're just. I don't want to sound like a whiner. But look at this. You tell me what's happened at JP Morgan over the last, this is maybe week and a half, that all of a sudden is a lot clearer than it was here. Like this is crazy, right? Yeah. 10-year bond reversed. Okay, Josh, I guess I got to read about that. I got to understand what you mean by that. I got to understand what's going on in the bond market and how that affects financial stocks so greatly like that. I got to understand what's going on in the bond market and how it affects XLF, BAC, and many of these other financials. All right, here's BAC, another very similar chart pattern to JP Morgan. Let's see if it followed through up at Goldman Sachs as well. GS is Goldman Sachs. All right, so not as aggressive. Obviously, Goldman Sachs a much more expensive stock. Yeah, the interest rate hike, but as we just mentioned, the interest rate hike isn't having an effect on the financials. It's working the other way around. All right. We did see some challenges in the RUT, RUT yesterday. Today you had kind of picked up a little bit. But when we look at the Russell, when you look at IWM, we know in IWM, for example, in almost 8% of those companies can't even pay the interest on their loans. You can look that up. There are a lot of weak companies in IWM in the Russell 2000 index period. Right? Among, these small market cap companies, we understand how many of them, are kind of, lifted all, rising tide lifts all boats kind of situation. But here's one fighting to hang on to that positive momentum, IWM. What's going on, Artie? Great stock long-term, ASCK, Affordable House Company, no debt. Let's take a look at what you're talking about. ACSK? ASCSK. Oh, okay. Taking us into OTC territory here. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. We're just going to have to do our due diligence on it. I haven't checked the books yet. Very small company, $218,000 market cap. That's a very, very small company. I mean, that company is not even worth there's a house up the street that's worth more than that. So we'll have to do some research on that. Low float, okay, Javier. It could be a runner. Look, we've seen, you've been here long enough. We've seen, you're looking at it as a 005, and next thing you know, we're looking at a 30-cent stock. POTN was one of them. Shout out to POTN. They were going to uplist, and then I guess they pulled back. POTN was thinking about uplisting, and then I don't know what happened to that. They ended up pulling back on that because I guess their auditor is being inspected or some crap like that. Something's going on with POTN that's not good. Yeah. Speaking of small caps, I'd love to go back to small caps. I was hitting people up on Twitter, should we talk more small caps? But, the market has to turn into shit for small caps, OTC, to get hot again. The market has to turn into shit. Otherwise, Joe Blow, all he's got to do is go buy, an Amazon call. All he's got to do is go buy a Facebook call or some shit like that. He doesn't have to fuck with the risk of OTC when he's making easy money every week on the larger exchanges. Going to put up a little bit more capital, but fuck it. The market has to turn into shit, and then OTCs are like, oh shit, okay, the market's down. Fuck it, I'm going to buy this OTC. That's how it works. HMNY. Yeah, I mean, they reverse split, and the sharks are out, man. The sharks came out for HMNY today. I mean, that reverse split was just, let me get rid of the Keltner channels. I mean, it's just, they lost $10 today. Are you serious? It just reminds me of, you remember when Dries would reverse split? Did they? Wow, they really did open up and then just start losing. They really did just open up and start losing. You remember when Dries would reverse split and then they'd lose 50% in a day? It just reminds exactly what HMNY did. What a fucking joke. And again, my sincere condolences to you Facebook earnings traders. Because again, Facebook earnings, for a long time, guys were just going all in. It was a winning strategy for years. It's been a winning strategy for years. But today, after hours, they're getting fucked with no Vaseline. And Facebook down over 22%. Again, my sincere condolences. All right. Riot blockchain. Yeah, Bitcoin's hot right now, man. Bitcoin is hot right now. Shout out to the Bitcoin traders. I said it myself. If Bitcoin gets above 10, I'm back in. I don't even, fuck with Bitcoin like that. But if it gets back above 10, I'm back in. Shout out to the, to the Bitcoin traders, man.
Monster kill.
Let me give it to you again.
Monster kill.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're down a little bit today, but I mean, for the last couple days, you guys have been on a roll. You've been on a roll. Shout out to Riot Blockchain. Yeah, Riot Blockchain. I know CNBC tried to shit on them and whatnot. I think the other one too, the long something, I forgot, long blockchain, or I forgot what the one is. You said WWE. What's going on with WWE? Well, I mean, look at that. Since May, looks like they've been doing really well. What's going on? They crashed after hours or something? Let me see here. Hold on. WWE. Yeah, looks like they've been doing really well, man. Looks like they've been doing really well. 16% of the shares are short right now, so you got pretty high shorts out there. They could get squeezed here on this one. Form 4s. Oh, a lot of Form 4s on WWE. What's going on here? Let's pull that up real quick. I know you guys can't see it. Oh, who's dumping? Michelle Wilson. I don't know. What's her position? Co-president. Yeah, they're dumping big time, huh? I know you guys can't see that too well, but yeah, I see that they were dumping big time. They're dumping big time in WWE. Josh, what's that about? Earnings tomorrow, insider selling big all week, just like Facebook. Okay, we'll see what happens. It's been a long time since I've been to a WWE event, man. The last time I went to a WWE event, man, I was very young. Bret the Hitman was like WWE champ at the time. Undertaker, The Rock, all those guys were there. Who else was? This was before Triple X retired. Yeah, I mean Triple X was there. I mean, yeah, it's been a long time since I'm. As you can tell, it's been a long time since I fuck with wrestling, man. But I feel like those were the heydays when The Rock was there. It sucked afterwards. It sucked afterwards. After The Rock left, I mean, the Brock Lesnar days were all right, though. The Brock Lesnar days were pretty badass. I did like the Brock Lesnar days. Yeah, WWF. I remember when it turned into WWE. And that's because that lawsuit they had between them and World Wildlife Fund. That was some bullshit. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Did I look into AGNC? Yeah, and that was sad what happened to Bret Hart's brother, too. I remember that. That was a pay-per-view. I remember that pay-per-view, and then they went off air for like 2 or 3 hours. And they just repaid everybody their money. AGNC. Don't know anything about it. Looks like it's a real estate investment trust. Decent volume, but as you can see here, and it's not going anywhere. But if you're playing for the dividend income, I see it does pay quite a nice dividend. Looks like every other month or every month. It looks like it pays a monthly dividend. If you got that kind of money, give me a call. 646. Ken, what's up, man?
It's Ken. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Quite a market, huh? I wish I was in those Facebook 180 puts.
Yeah.
200's worth $40,000 in the morning. Woo! Can you imagine?
Wow. I mean, for all the people who made money, you got a lot of people who lost money today on Facebook who are really pissed off right now.
That's true. Do you think it's going to pull Netflix, where Netflix missed and it opened at 445 and went to 480?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be against buying the low here if you're going to get the chance. I think pre-market, I mean, I don't know if the stockholders, excuse me, the stock buyers are going to give you the opportunity to buy it off the floor, because I wouldn't be surprised if you see some buyers here. And I don't know if we'll get back to where we fell off at, but I would not be surprised if you see a 10 to maybe even 15% move higher from those lows.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That'll be interesting in the morning. I'm in some UAA puts and calls for the earnings at 7 a.m. Under Armour. I think it was a 13% implied move, and so it should be interesting.
Okay, they're presenting in the morning.
At 7 a.m. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how are you playing this? The long side, shorts?
Well, I did a strangle.
Okay.
So, a couple calls, a couple puts. Not a lot of money,
sure,
because risky.
Absolutely.
but I did well with the Sketcher puts, the SKX, those puts. I told you about that strangle I did last Thursday when they came out with earnings. The stock went down 25%, and those puts went up 900%.
Absolutely.
Why not try it?
Why not? Absolutely.
It's been a crazy earnings season. I mean, certain stocks have just been flying. Did you see Grub today? GRUB was up 25%. A freaking blue chip stock.
I mean, these and Grub. I mean, Grub is a very interesting business, because I mean, everyone else does the work. They basically just provide the software. So it's an incredible business, incredible high PE. But guys don't care. They're buying it now. We're sitting here at I think we are at the all-time high. Yeah, we are at the all-time high.
Are. Yeah.
And it's very well could continue to go higher.
Incredible. It is incredible. Just want to talk about a couple penny stocks. I didn't want to tell you yesterday because I know how much you hate DRUS, but I went in big yesterday at like 0.012. Things shot to 2 cents today.
Yeah. Here's the thing about DRUS. I was surprised at the move yesterday, because somebody, because every time if you shit on the stock, when it goes up, somebody likes your status of you shitting on the stock. So I knew when somebody pressed like on my status shitting on it, then it must have went up. So I looked at it. It was an impressive day. So DRUS, nice day. A lot of volume, a lot of buying. Whether or not it holds, it doesn't matter. But I know you made your money, and I'm sure you went
right. I mean, it did hold above the 50-day moving average for what it's worth today, anyway. And they came out with a 13K at 11:48 this morning regarding the debt they've done for the time being with the conversions. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
That's good. And the last one is my favorite, and I know this is a gamble, the BIOAQ, and it's come down the last 2 days on heavier volume. But I know we have this deadline Tuesday, July 31st, and next Tuesday and Wednesday, and regarding the bidders and the acceptance of the bids, and this should be interesting.
Okay. So
I don't want to, say it's going to $1. People on the board, it's going to $1, $2, $3.
Sure.
Kentora, blah,
Ken, what are you expecting? Like, are you expecting the judge to come out and say something? Like, what are you expecting to happen here on this bankruptcy play? Very risky.
I thought that the bids will be revealed by these major companies and what they want to pay. Like $200 million, it was $100 million, $200 million, $300 million. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm expecting. We'll see.
Now, when you say pay, what do you mean? Pay on what? Pay on?
In terms of it taking over the company.
Okay.
Remember American Airlines in 2012?
Okay, understandable. Okay, what other companies are offering to take over the company? And of course, if the bid is very high, then you should see a corresponding move in the stock as it goes higher. Okay.
Right, and the assets are greater than the liabilities, from what I've read. So I think it's a really good calculated gamble.
Okay.
But you never know with this stuff. So I tell anyone listening, I wouldn't, be careful.
Understand.
Come back on your show next week and say, everyone's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Ken, what did you do to us? It's risky, but, hey, with more risk comes bigger rewards. So
Absolutely.
We'll see there. What else? One more thing. Twitter reports at 7 a.m. on a Friday, and I think Twitter's going to get crushed tomorrow because of Facebook. So that might be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see on Twitter. And, you know, they've been doing it now. It's been only a couple months since they've been deleting accounts. What effect does that have on usage? It's going to be interesting to see what Twitter. But then again, we had the World Cup, right? I figure we had probably some increased ad selling due to that event. So I'm expecting Twitter to deliver, but you never know with these things. So I think your strangle strategy will probably be good for that one as well.
Right. So that is it. I'm glad to be, your show's back again. Enjoying it. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Ken. Thank you for the call, man.
Enjoy. Sure.
Yeah. So now that he's talked Facebook again, I might do that reverse iron condor strategy on Facebook because go up or down. I don't care where you want to go. I want to be doing something on Facebook because it's going to make a move. It's going to move either up or down. It's going to move somewhere. And the fact of the matter is 2.5 weeks from now, a month from now, Facebook is either going to be significantly higher or significantly lower. It's going to do something. It's going to do something. And that's probably a great trade you want to be in. What's going on, Dawson? Yes, indeed. Don't fall for the Twitter meme. Lose on both sides. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing that Facebook isn't going to do, I don't think it's going to just trend sideways. If it's one thing it's not going to do is just trend sideways. At the market cap, at the PE that it's at. Where are we now? 31. Whoa, damn, which isn't that bad, actually. I don't know why I was thinking Facebook had a 50 or higher. We'll see what happens tomorrow on Facebook. But it's going to do something because this stock is priced to beat. This stock was priced to beat earnings, and it didn't. Bitcoin is seeking ETF. Yeah. I've been reading a lot about that Bitcoin ETF. Remember when gold got ETF? Yeah. This could very well go high, man. But I think the problem is they don't know how do you hold the Bitcoin that the ETF is going to buy, right? I think that's the issue. The issue right now is they don't know where that, do you hold it in a regular wallet? Do you, how does that Bitcoin get stored? ABEV. Don't know anything about this company. Crossing the 50 hour. There we go. That's the 50 line right there. So we are coming above positive territory. Showing the Keltner channel. Looks like it's doing really, really good here. So it looks like that's a buy on ABEV. All right. Above that 5. Looking good there. I don't see Facebook dying either. Vertical trade on Facebook. Yeah, vertical does sound good on Facebook as well. Vertical does sound good on Facebook as well. Probably something pretty deep in the money, but or maybe even why not, just outside the money. Put a little risk on it. VTL doing well. Let's take a look at that. ENPH. What's going on, K-Mac? What's going with you, bro? ENPH. Renewable energy stock. Looks like you've had a really nice trend there. Where's the 50? All right. I figure you're fighting for your life above that 50 moving average. You're fighting for your life. You held it today. That's a pretty good sign. You got to bounce off that and keep it moving. So tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day for that stock. Because we know underneath the 50, then more than likely it's the 100. And, it doesn't go too pretty if it goes below that. All right. Witchcraft, how do you hold SLV in an ETF that doesn't exist? Candace, what do you mean by that? You said witchcraft? That's hilarious. Because GLD actually buys. It buys the product. It buys gold. SLV buys, you know. And it's not one-to-one situation. I know GLD follows gold pretty closely, but I know it's not like a one-to-one thing. But they do their best to come close. GLD and gold is very, very close. So when we talk about this ETF, I know that's an issue. You know, and then what exchange are they going to be buying from? Who are they going to be buying from? There's a lot of questions to answer with that ETF, but they'll figure it out. There's smart people behind that. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Boeing. Boeing was an interesting stock today because it picked up after the market picked up. But Boeing was all red today, man. Boeing was all red today. If you saw in the morning on Boeing, here it is. Here's Boeing this morning. It was a loser, and it was holding down the market. It was holding down the market, and then, you know, we all know what happened after that. Things picked up, and things picked up for Boeing. All right? It was a big-time loser earlier in the day. Still ended up a little bit down, but it was down a lot more in the AM. Right, Desert Edge. Yeah. If Bitcoin could go to 10K, crypt mining. Yeah. Bitcoin might come back. You know, at the end of the day, you know, these guys got to stop talking technology and start explaining to people why they trade Bitcoin. Because you believe it's a store of value. You believe the dollar is losing value. You believe inflation is affecting, you know, people's lives and stuff like that. They need to start explaining, you know, why Bitcoin makes sense. They all these guys are just talking technology. ABEV, BNF small stocks, safe dip buy. Did we look at that? BNFT? Did we look at Hoseia's BNFT? Good Lord, what happened here, man? What happened here? You know, when you see it's not too much volume on that, but a loser nonetheless. Not too much volume on that, but a loser nonetheless. All right. If we see what else was up pretty big today, nothing too special. We had a few huge movers over there in Black Box that I probably should have played on, but AWX, this was a really interesting move on AWX as on a comprehensive report I guess they put out. I didn't know what was going on over the last 2 days in this. This looks like it's going to be a shorter's paradise, maybe as soon as tomorrow. But overall, it looks like a lot of guys got squeezed in it and moved up higher. AWX has been a really nice, as you can see here, trade for traders over the last 2 days. Who knows if it's going to hold, though? I doubt it. But for right now, they're enjoying that 2-day run in AWX. This is a stock, again, that's not very popular. Average volume was only 370,000 before the last 2 days. 10.7 million today alone. Credible volume. Again, I think guys are just a little bit overexcited over there. All right. No, I didn't see any shares available to short on that, but great day for Black Box traders. They picked up the alert pretty early. 678, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
I'm on Vaughn, man. I've spoken with you a long time before. I cannot get into your show, man. What way it's restricted?
Hold on, man. I can't. Hey, can you guys hear him pretty properly? I don't know why it sounds like you're a little muffled.
Yeah, I'm trying to log into your YouTube, but I cannot get in. It's restricted.
That my show is restricted?
No, I don't know if it's my phone. I was trying to log in. I was just trying to see if you were on.
Yeah, man, I'm live. Yeah, we're live right now. We're on, man, and anybody who wants in is in.
Okay, so I was just trying to log in, and I could not get in.
No problem. Try it again, bro. I mean, YouTube.com. Search me up, the American Investor Show. We're live.
All right, cool, man.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. He just has good timing. Yeah, his mouth was all on the mic. Oh, are you there? God damn. Brother had it up his throat. NAH. Don't know anything about NAH. Is this even a U.S. stock? Going on NAH? Is that the ticker? I don't have an NAH for U.S. Oh, NIHD. Okay, NIHD. NIHD. $5.26. This is a stock too that's had a nice rally, man. This is one of those small caps. Again, you don't really see this coming. I mean, look what's happened here. I even paper traded this one here. Look at that. Look at this paper trade that I completely forgot about. But yeah, you just don't see these coming, man. Obviously, the fundamental story has turned around in NIHD. I mean, this is a stock that was below $1, now trading at $5.26. You know, sitting at all-time highs right now, NIHD. So the fundamental story here has changed. As you can see here, the buy signal crossing that 50 RSI line was way back in January. And again, if you just respect that 50 RSI line in whatever time frame, preferably the higher time frames, because that's where you're going to make your big bucks. You know, this just works, man. It just really works. And again, I spread that video out to a lot of people. A lot of you already have that video. Email me at happypennystocks@gmail.com if you don't already have it. But I started the show and I said, like, I give up. I'm just going back to just common sense trading. I'm not going to call this, what's a top and what's not anymore. We're going to Dow 50,000. It is what it is. I give up. Dow 50,000. That's where we're going. All right. Trump's not going to lose. He's not going to lose. Just give it up. BABA. Baba. Here's the thing on Baba earnings. Baba earnings aren't until next month. I think it's August the 15th. So we got a long time for Baba to do its thing. As you can see today, they got back across the 50, and Baba should start running from here. In fact, I'd probably buy some Baba calls for the month. It looks really good here. I'd buy some Baba calls for the month. I think, especially if Amazon beats. Especially tomorrow if Amazon beats. Oh, man. I mean, this is the last of the fangs to report, right? Let me see here. It should be the last of the fangs because when is Apple? July. Yeah, Apple will be July. So Baba is going to be the last of the fangs to report. So Baba, if Amazon again runs, if Amazon beats, Baba will run all the way into Apple earnings. Apple wins, Apple beats. Baba keeps going until its earnings report. You think trade wars would affect Baba? I mean, it has lately because it has significant exposure to China. But look, the Trump administration is going to come up with a deal soon in China. You know that, right? You know they're going to pull off a deal in China too. They're going to come out and say the Chinese have surrendered, and the market is going to just go to Pluto when that happens. It's going to go insane when that China deal comes. You know it's coming, man. You know it's coming. You know, he's already passing out a check to farmers who supposedly have been hurt by the tariffs. I mean, isn't that ridiculous? Our tax dollars is being used to pay off these farmers for something that he did. And, farming in America is a welfare sport, man. It's a welfare business because farming in America is unprofitable. You know, if you compare our yields to other countries, especially when you talk about some of these natural farms, is American soil. It's not as fertile. you know, especially if you're talking about the Midwest and whatnot. And also, farming in America is expensive compared to other parts of the world. So our farming is subsidized. It's subsidized by the federal government. All right, because these farmers run losses for years. Very rarely will you actually have or find a profitable farm. These guys run losses for entirety of their existence. All right, and they use that farming welfare system, or they call subsidy, which is basically a welfare system, to keep going. HER pulling back. Let's go. All right, so you guys are still trading the small caps pretty heavily. I was starting to think nobody was really fucking with small caps like that anymore. You know, because again, with what Fang has been doing, you know, is there's been so much easy money to be made. You know, who's still fucking with the $2, $3, $4 stock? But I see people are still doing it. Bukake will affect Sloppy Bukake. Who are you talking to? Your name is Sloppy Bukake. What is that? Sloppy Bukake? Bukake? All right, CVS. Let's see what CVS is doing. CVS. CVS Health. Not too familiar with CVS and what they got going on in their operations. Not familiar with that company. All right. Single Point. SING. That's another former, I think it's an OTC now, right? I know it's an OTC. SING. Is it SING? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, former NASDAQ play that got delisted. Appreciate you. Former NASDAQ play that got delisted. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with sports betting. Sports betting got approved, but the licenses, the states are formulating the license process right now. They're formulating the license process. They don't, you know, so nobody's actually got a license yet in states outside of Las Vegas that I know of. So yeah, sports betting is legal, but the license process is still working its way. And let me tell you something, when the licenses start getting handed out, just like they did with cannabis, you'll start seeing the momentum in those stocks. All right, you'll start seeing those momentum in those stocks, and you'll start seeing these penny stocks pop up, changing their name into sports betting companies and whatnot. You'll start seeing it in due time. Yeah, football season's coming. I'm really looking forward to the football season. I'm also really looking forward to that new league, the Alliance. What is it? Alliance of Football or some crap like that? That doesn't happen until the end of the season, but I'm really looking forward to that. Because there's some really cool cats who will not make these NFL teams that I'd love to see, you know, play on, at least on an, you know, a semi-pro level. You know, I'd love to see them keep playing football. Because they're talented at what they do, man, and I think they should be on a team somewhere. And I think we need a minor league football team in America, period. We need minor league football in America. I think there's more than enough room for it. I think there's more than enough people who'll be willing to go and see it. You know, and there's more than enough talent out there to make it competitive. BBD. Looks like this is a South American bank. Global growth is slowing down. Global growth, you know, remember that was the bullish story for a long time. Synchronized global growth. Synchronized global growth. That was like the only phrase they can say on CNBC for like 3.5 weeks. Well, synchronized global growth is reaching all-time highs right now, so If I'm a buyer, I think I'm going to buy higher. I would not be surprised to see the market up another 1,000, 2,000%. You know what they do on CNBC. They try to use big words to sound all educated and smart. Like, motherfucker, just say the stock is going to go up. Fuck. You don't give me all that bullshit. Just say, just say it's going to go up, man. But I know it's CNBC, so they got to sound, Oh, man, these people just try to play us for stupid, man. They really do. They really do. They really just try to play people for stupid, man. OASM. But they make sure the broadcasters, though, don't have a background in finance, though. For example, the journalists who are kind of facilitating the conversation, they make sure they don't have a background because they don't want them to put in any biases. That's why, when you watch, they don't have a bias on any particular plays because they don't really know what, they have basically the basics. They bring the analyst to show you the bias. All right, Candace. She's off to bed. Oh, I got to wrap the show up. It's been an hour here. All right, all right, a couple more tickers and we'll get out of here. I know you guys got to go to work. All right, a couple more tickers and we're going to get out of here. Look forward to a couple more articles to come out on advanced equity research. There are a few more other pump and dumps I got to talk about. If they start really running, then I'll put them out maybe sooner than later. But right now, the talk of the day, ladies and gentlemen, has got to be Facebook, man. It's got to be Facebook. Obviously, that's what everybody wants to see. I think there's some easy money to possibly be made there. Tesla is another interesting thing. It's going to be interesting to see what Tesla does tomorrow with what's going on in the queues. But Tesla it just does its own thing, man. It's its own monster. Then the CEO went out and said some pedophilic things about these guys out there in the Philippines, which was just so uncalled for, man. That was just so, you just lose your mind. That's just when you're on a perch and you just don't have people around you to say no, who can say no to you. That he went out and would go and tweet some shit like that. So Tesla's out there. Netflix, it's already sold off aggressively. So it's going to be interesting to see how Netflix reacts tomorrow. Where are we on? Let me see the after hours price on Netflix. Where do we... NFLX. Damn, Netflix was getting his ass beat too. Netflix 355? Damn. Y'all not fucking around. Okay, bring some of that energy back to the Dow then, man. Shit. Bring some of that energy back to the Dow. We're gonna sell off like this. Yeah, tech is down heavy. Heavy. Shit. One of my favorite websites for information, etfscreen.com, is a really good one. I'm going to put out a video soon on that. Latin America led the day today. Let me see here. Yeah, bring some of that love, bring some of that selling energy to the Dow, man. But again, I told you, Mr. Trump is buying index futures. All right, he's using the Fed to buy index futures and keeping us up, man. We ain't going down. SWRM. Good Lord, what happened there? It looks like you opened up higher and just dumped on people. Man, what happened there? Yeah, again, my condolences, man. Whew, that was horrible. Do I ever sit back and watch the markets without trading? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, when I've been in these iron condors, man, and I'm just scrapping up 25 to 50% every 7 to 15 days. That's what I've been doing a lot of times. It's been easy money. You know, and it's safe money, bro. I'm very risk adverse. I'm a very risk adverse trader. You know, it's taken me a long time to get here. When I first started my YouTube page, I had no money. You know what I mean? I know when I look at my trading account, bro, every dollar is like gold to me, because I recollect about those days I was just, you know, writing 50 emails a day to random OTC CEOs like, hey, man, I'll promote your stock. Here's my channel. Here's my URL. Check it out. I'll make a video about your company. All you have to do is pay me $2,000 or $1,000. You know, and they're like, oh, yeah, all right, seems like you do a good job. I'll you know, we'll think about it. I'll send them an email, no response. I'll send them another email, then they'll respond. I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and make a video. Let's see what you can do. I was like, well, you know, I got to get paid first. I mean, trust me, when I put out the information on your stock, it's really going to go up. It's like, well, let's see what you can do. Well, no, I got to get paid first. And then a day or two will go by, and then I'll finally get the deposit. So I know when I look at my trading account, I know like how hard it is that I work to get that money. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I lose $100. It irks me. I lose $1, bro. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Now, at the end of the day, I have losses like any, but it's a different for me. It's a little different for me. So I'm very risk adverse. I don't let my losers run. Right. I cut very quickly, and I seek out high probability trades, bro. I'm talking like, you know, I gotta win. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be a trade that I'm gonna win. And if I put the trade in and I already know my initial loss is my capital that I used to spend to get the trade, if we start pushing, you know, I start pushing into that 100, 150, 200, I'm out. I'm out because I can't take that shit. I can't take that shit. And good trades, if you notice, bro, your best trades start out positive from the get. It's not no go all the way red and then come all the way back. It's you put it in and it just started going your way. It just started going your way. You had the timing down. You had the price down. And that's how it works. You know, so for me, yeah, I don't play around with these losses, bro. You know, I put in the trade, it starts going, I'm out. I'm out. My timing was off, my price was off. That's not, and yeah, you know, sometimes it'll be like, fuck. 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, it's like, shit, I should have stayed in. But I don't know that though. I couldn't see the future. What if 30 minutes later, an hour later, a day later, it kept going down? You know what I'm saying? So I don't play games with this market, man. This game will take every dollar you put in, bro. If you let it, this game will take every dollar you put in. You know, do not be afraid to just cut and run. You know, take that couple $100 L, bro, because that couple hundred can turn into a couple thousand, and next to you know, you out here, you know, paper trading, bro, because you ain't got no money. You know? Seen it too many times. If positive thinking is true, can we all think of a stock and will it go up or down? Sloppy Bukkake, no, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that, bro. You got to, just like Desert Edge says, you got to take L's sometimes. It's just a tax you pay to be in the business, bro. I mean, to be a trader. You just got to pay that tax sometimes. All right. Now, the strategies that I employ, they're relatively high probability trades, but I do have a tendency to underperform on a weekly basis in terms of what I could have made if I just bought, a long call, or if I just bought a put, depending on what stock I'm trading. An iron condor itself, a successful one, is going to naturally underperform whatever direction you're trying to go in. Iron condors are for you to get something than to get a loss. See what I'm saying? Those of you guys who trade options, you know what I'm talking about. It's for you to get something, because you don't know where the fuck it's going to go. You don't care where it's going to go, but you just want something to put in your account from this stock or index or whatever it is you're trading. All right. I'm trying to find a single strategy I can perfect. That RSI strategy that I pass out here, Otis, is a good one, man. Email me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. I still got that video series out there. It's not by me. It's by another website that was up. I guess they went out of business, not because of the strategy. I think he just got tired of, trying to do the Tim Sykes thing of managing people and memberships and shit like that. But his strategy is flawless, man. His strategy, you look at it, and it's very simple. When it crosses the 50 RSI, buy a call. If it goes below it, buy a put, and stay in that trade until you get another signal to get out, whether it be a moving average cross or a MACD cross or whatnot. It's very simple. Email me. I'll send you the link to what's it called? My Google briefcase. I think they changed the name now, but those videos are still in there.